Svyambhu is a Sanskrit word that means self-born, self-manifested, self-existing, or that is created by its own accord or arising. The word, which is in the root of the Syambhu symbol on the flags of Mongolia and flag of the Republic of Buryatia. The word Syambhu is usually associated, though not limited to, with lingams, a cylindrical object that could be of stone, ice, fire, or any element. In India, a country with one of the oldest culture and continuation, they are associated with Lord Shiva, who usually manifests in the form of Syambhu Shivlings, which represents eternal supreme being, or power, which is the absolute reality, the timeless, formless and spaceless. One of the oldest texts in the world, finding their place parallel to sacred Vedas, in importance and antiquity, are Agams, namely, Shaivagams, Vaishnavagams, and Shakta Agams. Out of these, Shaiva Agam is said to have been originated from the Supreme Shiva's 5 faces, namely, Satyajita, Vamadeva, Agora, Tat Purusha, and Ishana. These Agams and other ancient texts mention 64 places in the world where the supreme power, as Shiva, manifests in Svyambhu Lingam form. Here, in this video, we will discuss about few structures outside India, which can easily be identified as Svyambhu, as they are naturally formed, and many of them keep arising, and almost all of them are considered sacred by the natives and locals of that place, who worship them, and have legends associated with them. Let's have a look on a few remarkable places, home to naturally formed structures, or Syambhus. Number 1. Mount Shasta. An ancient sacred mountain pilgrimage destination, situated in north of California and USA. It is a place of very high spiritual powers, sacredness, energy fields and paranormal activities associated with it. There are many mysteries associated with this mountain, which compels to seek a connection from the past, and keep on challenging the humanity's comprehension in the modern era of science and technology. There are tales regarding this mountain, that hikers in the area are contacted by tall, spiritual beings, who appear out of nowhere, and disappear in just the same manner. Other tales simply mention the presence of colored orbs and lights in the landscape, or cases of malfunctioning or not working of devices like cell phone, cameras, etc. Moreover, there are stories that there is a secret city inside this mountain, called Telos, where higher beings live, just like the Shambhala of Mount Kailash. Native Indians traditionally revere the region's great rivers, lakes, and springs as sacred and holy places. They believe that it is the home of the Creator and center of the universe. One of its springs has been identified as the Fountain of Youth and still in existence, but unfortunately, its access is forbidden for public. In fact, after gold, one of the most highly prized resources to be seized from Native Americans, around Mount Shasta in California were natural springs, renowned to possess medicinal waters, which have been used by indigenous people for thousands of years. Many of these natural springs are still in existence today, and they contain different spiritual and mineral characteristics. Svyambhu in the caves of Mount Shasta. Though there are many caves in Mount Shasta and not each is accessible, in one of the caves, this divine beauty made the people who stumbled upon it and discovered it speechless. The self-made, or Svyambhu Shivlings. As we are here discussing Svyambhu Shivlings, which are associated with Indian god Shiva, there are a few things that needs to be mentioned. First, in the southern India, there's a deity named Shasta, generally identified with Inar in Tamil Nadu, and Nayappan Swami in Kerala, who is worshipped and have some famous temples devoted to him. Secondly, in 64 places of Shiva, there is one place mentioned where Shiva defeated the god of death by his trident, And there is a legend associated with Mount Shasta, where a fierce battle had taken place between the god of above world, Skel, and god of below world, Leo, where Skel had defeated Leo and drove him deep down. Though two stories look different, could there be a possibility that these stories have some common origin, as there has been a very long lapse of time, and both countries sit at opposite corners of the world? After all, stories get distorted almost immediately when playing the game of Chinese whispers or telephone. Another feature, which is mention-worthy here, is the Sri Yantra Chakra of Oregon, located in Dry Lake Bed and Mickey Basin, which is situated at little distance, less than 500 kilometers from Mount Shasta. Number 2. Living Stones of Romania, Travince. These mysterious stones are found in Romania and said to be millions of years old. These stones are unique and bizarre, as they are known to be growing, moving, breathing, and living. Normally erosion makes the stones smaller and carves them, but these stones have smooth edges and gets bigger with time. Some of them are attached to a root-like platform, and these ones don't move and stay at their place. But such instance of growing stones is not unique. In India, there is a temple named Uganda, where the Nandi is growing with passing years. Apart from that, there is a naturally formed structure in the Raipur district of Chhattisgarh in India, where there is huge growing natural shivling called Buddheshwar Mahadev Bakura, and the place is called Buddheshwar Dham. What is miraculous about this shivling is that its length increases by 6 to 8 inches every year. Apart from this, the shivling at Matanjeshwar Mahadev Temple, in the Khajuraho temple complex, is also called a living shivling, as it grows in size every passing year. Shivlingam in Tilbhandeshwar Mahadev Mandir, in Kashi, is also a growing shivling. It is said that earlier it was growing every day, but people prayed Shiva, and now it grows only on the day of Makar Sankranti. So, the living stones of Romania are not the only growing rocks. In India, the country which is home to oldest cultures and religions in continuation, they are revered as Shivlingams. And locals of Romania also associate divine powers with Travince. Could these Travince, the living rocks of Romania, most of which have clear resemblance and appearance of Shivlingams, be one of another 64 places of Svyambhu Shivlings as mentioned in the ancient texts? What is your opinion on this? Number 3. Eternal Flames Fall, New York, USA. In the western part of New York, located in Shale Creek Preserve, there is a beautiful natural reserve with a small waterfall. Hidden beneath this waterfall is something special, an eternal flame. Over the years, many legends have occupied the space regarding the mystery of the falls. However, nothing has been proven scientifically. Initial scientific theories say that the eternal flame was kept alight due to the presence of ancient and extremely hot rocks called shale. However, recent research says that the rocks in the small chamber under the falls are not hot enough to produce such a reaction. They bear the same temperature as a cup of tea, and the shale isn't as old as it was earlier thought to be. Thus, the shale beneath the waterfall aren't hot enough to produce this gas, and scientists are yet to solve the mystery, what and how this eternal flames keeps on burning. But, apart from science, so-called mythology is also one thing. And according to that, eternal flames have been always revered highly in almost all the ancient cultures, like Atar, in ancient Iran, in Baku, Azerbaijan. There's a thousands of years old fire temple, naturally lit, dedicated mainly to Shiva, and have inscriptions in Sanskrit, Persian, and Gurumukhi. In America, the Cherokee Nation maintained a fire at the seat of government until ousted by the Indian Removal Act in 1830. In fact, even today, almost all the countries have places with man-made eternal fires. So, according to this mythology, knowledge handed down to humanity says that Shiva manifests his eternal being or Svyambhu form in such eternal fireplaces as well. Could this place qualify for an abode of Shiva in Svyambhu fire form? Number 4. Carlsbad Caverns, New Mexico, USA. Carlsbad Caverns National Park is located in the Guadalupe Mountains of southeastern New Mexico, in the United States of America. This millions-of-year-old cave is unique in its formation than the other limestone caves of the world. It is the largest cave system in the USA. This cave is full of natural formations, work of complex geological process, but, in this video, we are going for the look and appearance, and they look exactly like what we have been looking for in this video, Svyambhu Shivlings. Though place names have changed and native people almost wiped out, not much information about the history of the place is known. Nonetheless, New Mexico is home to native Pueblo people, Aztec ruins, and Chaco Culture National Historical Park and World Heritage Sites. It is also home to sacred Kiva in the area. The cave was known to native people, though they left it undisturbed. Number 5. Werfen Ice Caves, Salzburg, Austria. Located in Werfen, Austria, about 40 kilometers from Salzburg, is the world's largest ice caves, East Riesenwelt, extending for more than 42 kilometers. About 1 kilometer is open to public for tourism. This cave is home to giant ice formations, many of which are of perfect cylindrical shape, called peent in India, and easily qualify to be termed as Swyambhu, which means self-originated, as they are naturally formed. Number 6. Buranga Hot Springs, Uganda. Buranga Hot Springs are located in the Syambhu National Park, at the edge of the Great Ituri Forest, which borders Uganda and Democratic Republic of Congo, in the continent of Africa. It has become a popular tourist spot presently. Nevertheless, it is a sacred shrine for the local Buranga people. Humble thanks for watching. If you liked the video, it will be great if you like it and subscribe to the channel.